Hey everybody, and welcome back to Bakes by Vasko. I'm Michelle with 1L, and I'm glad you're here. Well, today we are going to keep things classic once again, and I am going to show you how to make brownies. Your basic, from scratch, chocolatey, good brownie. So let's get right to it, and I'll show you how to make these. Now, the first thing you're going to need is dry ingredients, and that is a half a cup of all-purpose flour, a third of a cup of cocoa powder, a quarter teaspoon of baking powder, and a quarter teaspoon of salt. You're going to put those all in a bowl and just whisk them together until they're fully combined. And then you're just going to set those aside. The next thing you're going to need is a half a cup of butter melted, which is 1 full stick. You're going to add to that 1 full cup of sugar and a teaspoon of vanilla. And just with a spoon, mix that together until it's creamy. The nice thing about these brownies is you don't really need anything special to make them. Just a little bit of elbow grease and some bowls and a few ingredients. And even on a hot summer day, these are a perfect treat when you're craving chocolate. Now, to that mixture, you're going to take 2 large eggs. And then you're just going to beat that all together. All right, once you've got your eggs and butter and sugar and vanilla all nice and creamy, it's time to take those dry ingredients you set aside and add them into your wet ingredients. And carefully mix them together. These do require a little bit of elbow grease, but the result is so worth it. These are beautiful, classic chocolate brownies that I'm sure this recipe was passed down from grandparent to grandparent to grandparent to today. All right, now that you've got your mix all together, take your 8x8 pan. I have lined mine with parchment paper and given it a little bit of a butter in the corners and on the edges that's not covered with parchment. The reason that I did it that way unevenly is so that I can lift the brownies out to cool, and then I'm going to decorate them for you. At this point, if you like nuts in your brownies, this is where you would add them. If you like chocolate chips in your brownies, add them here. My suggestion if you're going to add chips is to toss them in a little bit of flour so they don't sink to the bottom. If you want a little bit of color, add some colored candies. You could do anything you want at this point. We're going to keep ours plain and simple today and just leave them plain chocolate. We're going to throw them into, we're going to spread them into our pan here. Our oven is preheated to 350 degrees. Spread this out nice and even. Brownies used to be my nemesis, and then box mixes were awful. And I was like, you know, if I have that much trouble with a box mix, what's from scratch going to do? And well, everything's better from scratch, and these have been my go-to ever since. Sometimes make them 2 or 3 times a week when I'm craving a lot of chocolate. All right, there's all of our batter, nice and spread out even. Like I said, we're going to put these in a 350 degree oven for 30 minutes, and then we'll get to decorating these for you. All right, everybody, our brownies are fresh, hot out of the oven. They are perfect to eat right now, but we're going to let ours cool for a little bit. And now I am going to show you how I like to eat them is with caramel latte frosting. My mom used to just powdered sugar these, so that is something you could do. You could make your own buttercream. You could just make a glaze and drizzle over it. You could leave them plain. You can do whatever you want. This just happens to be my personal preference, and I'm going to show you how we take a simple can of frosting and make it fluffier. You just take your can of frosting, open it up, Get it in, dump it into a bowl. Then you take your electric hand mixer and you're just going to whip it up and make it even fluffier and creamier. And just as simple as that, you've got a nice whipped icing. Now, I'm going to get this ready and we're going to decorate our brownies. If you follow along, you know that I have a fondness for my decorating tool. You just load your frosting into it and squeeze the trigger and decorate. That's what I'm going to use today. There is no right or wrong way to decorate your brownies. I'm just going to make a cute little lattice work design on them. You can just spread icing on them, just plain and simple, easy peasy. Doesn't have to be hard. This is one of the most easy recipes that you can make, is this brownie recipe, and it renders delicious, delicious classic results. So just start on the edge, give a little squeeze. While you're watching me decorate, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Tell me that you like this video. Comment if you gave them a try, and tell me what you think. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming up next. There are so many classic, wonderful desserts out there that I'm inspired to make for you. So you have to stick around and come back and see what we're going to get up to. Those of you that still have your kids home for the summer, definitely make these with your kids. They're so much more satisfying to make fresh brownies than to buy them from the store. And you make a memory at the same time. And there we have caramel latte frosted homemade brownies. Once again, everybody, you've been watching Bakes by Vasko, and I'm Michele with one L. Thank you again for hanging out with me while I showed you how to make classic chocolate brownies. Now, the best part of anything I bake is the eating. I'll see you guys next time. Perfect.